So this is a story about the river trip.
Dallas name on YouTube.
Now, many moons ago, I used to have a group of friends. We called ourselves the CB group. We used to hang out on the CB, and we used to go out in the middle of the night, especially on weeknights when there wasn't a lot of traffic out in Missouri City, Texas. And we would carouse all over the place. We all had CBs, and one of the things we did, we played this game called CB tag, where we would literally try to hide our vehicle best we could, and we'd give little hints about where we were, and everybody else would try to track us down. That was one of the most fun things I've ever done in my life. It's just a blast to sit there and play hide and seek in cars. I don't know what the deal is. One of the other things we did, we all got together, and a bunch of us got together. We went on this thing called the river trip. New Braunfels, Texas. New Braunfels is a river. New Braunfels, Texas is the town. I think New Braunfels is the name of the river as well. I have to go look. It has a whole section surrounded by houses. It's a resort sort of thing. It's surrounded by private houses, and you go down the river, and there's rapids and nothing real heavy. It's real popular out here. People do it every year. I mean, it's still a popular retreat. One year we all got together and we decided we were all going to go on this huge group and go down the river. So one of the guys got organized. He said, "Okay, I'm going to herd all these cats," and we finally settled on a weekend, and we piled into a couple of cars. We drove out there. I forget where we camped, and I'm trying to remember. I don't remember where the hell we camped, but it was a lot of fun. Just setting up camp and having a good time. This is before I got into the Texas Renaissance Festival camping, and we went down the river. The first rapid, okay. First rapid, literally, you get your tube, you put it in the water, and you shove off, and you go down this rapid. It's the worst one, as it turned out, of the whole day for me. But it worked out real well. Now, I'm a firm believer in God, and there's that little voice in your head that tells you to do things. I can tell when that's God telling me, okay, here's what you need to do. So I was the first one in the water, and they were all hem-hawing about how their plan of attack. I had this cowboy hat on, cowboy hat. I had shorts, cowboy hat, and I think I had a little pouch or something I was carrying my stuff in. Put the tube in the water, jumped up, hopped in it, and went over this falls. What this falls was it was just a funnel of water being shot out it was about a 5-foot drop, maybe 4-foot drop. And there was only one spot where the water was rushing through real heavy. So what happened was you got this pipe of water. Had to be 4 feet across. Just one solid stream of water like coming out of a faucet. And it went into a rock formation that caused it to do sort of a loop around. But what was actually happening is you got this effect where the water would jet underneath the other water, underneath the water, and you would get this sort of folding around effect and these swirls, and people were constantly hitting this thing and getting thrown every which way. I didn't know this because I didn't bother watching anybody else go through this thing. I'm like, yeah, hell with it. I'll see you guys on the other side of this thing. Hop in my tube and go right down this thing. Cowboy hat on. A whole bunch of people on the side of the water. The last thing I hear before I go under the water, I'm going over this pipe of water and just straight underneath the water. Last thing I hear, this ought to be good. I go straight down the top of the pipe and straight into this swirl. I hit it dead center. That was a very important thing to remember. I hit it dead center. And when I was underwater, my hat folded down a little bit. The brim did. And it acted like a wing, holding the hat on my head. And the water around it was a very odd feeling because the water on my hat and on my head was going this way, and the water at my back and the tube was going forward. a swirling wind tunnel, and I just pop back up out of the water, pretty pleased, and keep going. And the people on the shore applauded because I still had my hat on, and I just went like this and waved to them, put the hat back on, and kept going. I went down to the next little falls, and I sat there, and I sat there, and I sat there, and you know, some other people are going by, floating by. And I'm like, where the hell is everybody? So I start going back, and here comes finally one of the guys. He's like all crawling all over his tube going, oh my God, that was horrible. We go down through the rapids. Now, we had one girl who didn't go through that first rapid. She went to the second little rapid, which was nothing compared to the first one. And she had a bikini on, but she had like this blouse thing on it and shorts on over it. And she lost, I think, the shorts on the first one, but she still had a bikini on. So that was the first set of rapids she went through. The second set of rapids she went through, she lost the blouse and kept the top. And let me tell you, every guy in that whole caravan of people was praying for that third rapid. But I think she went around the rest of them. The girl wasn't stupid. Now that wasn't really the cool thing about going down the New Braunfels and going through the Brazos River or the New Braunfels River or whichever one you go through. Yeah, you go out there, you get drunk, and you hang out with your friends, and you go down the river. They have a lot of rules now that they didn't have before. It's funny how this is an occurring theme. That I was the last generation to grow up without a whole hell of a lot of rules telling you can't do anything. So we go down the river. You know, we didn't drink alcohol on our trip. That was our rule: no alcohol. Everybody around us was smashed out of their minds. When we were cruising down, we were just having a good time hanging out. One of the guys named Heath, he brought this tube. He had made this specific. What it was two pieces of PVC pipe, one fit in the other, and he'd seal it all up so he could dip it, pull it back, and then shoot a stream of water 100 feet. I mean, it was insane how powerful. It was like a fire hose when he compressed this. And he was squirting people, and we were all getting squirted. And I had a woman. We were screwing around, and of course, some woman splashed me with her paddle. And I'm like, hey, Heath! I yell up ahead, get her! It's like, which one? It's like, that one. He sprays the wrong woman. I'm like, no, this other one. He sprays her. And it's just a good old time. The last thing you have to do before you put up your tube is there's this bridge across the river. And if you go underneath the bridge, it's bad because there's about that much room underneath this bridge. If the water's high, you're not going underneath the bridge. You're going to get caught and get tumbled around. If the water's low, you're going to hit the bottom before you get there. Well, it was just the wrong height for us. I got up to this bridge, and okay, there's one company on the left that you can turn your tube into, but if you borrowed or rented your tube from the other guys, you had to give it back to the right person. I didn't realize all you had to do was cross the bridge if you went to the wrong side. So it's all of a sudden, go to the right. So you start paddling like hell for the right hand side. No, wait, left. That's where we need to go. You go paddle left, and that bridge is coming closer and closer and closer. And the last thing you do, and then it turns out all you had to do was stand up. All but the very center piece, all you had to do was stand up. And the guy who we went with, it turns out he had gone underneath that bridge in a boat, a blow-up raft. It poured down rain one night, and the wind was going crazy, and all the tents were flipping, flopping around. Let's see. One guy got swallowed up underneath a boat. He was going down one of the rapids, and he got sucked up underneath the rapid and drugged for quite a ways. And we thought it knocked him out. And we thought for sure he was drowned, but it turned out just knocked the wind out of him. He just had to catch his breath, and it popped his shoulder back in the socket, and he was fine. One of the big things about this whole group of people, we had a lot of drama, and that's one of the rules we always tried to have was you check your drama at the door. Didn't always work, hardly ever worked. But this trip, for some reason, worked out. It seemed like there wasn't a whole lot of drama. There were bits and pieces of it here and there, but nothing devastating. And I remember having a good time that time, and trying to organize another one later. And of course, nobody can match the weekends, and nobody can get their crap together long enough. Before or since, I've never had a group of people who were able to keep their stuff together long enough to have a good time en masse, of friends, people who've known each other for years. And I hope that's not the only time in my life that this happens.